Every week on AFTV Picks, we give away £1,000. Get involved right now. The link is in the description, but you've got to be over 18 to enter. AFTV Picks. Hey, yo, bro. All right, cool with that now, man. AFTV Picks.
Hi and welcome to the build-up with myself, Cecil Jee, and James B. You've tuned into AFTV. Now, James, I was just thinking about this on the way here, right? You know, like, everyone has intros. They have, like, YouTubers have their intros, right? So, like, you know, chunks and that. And I was thinking about, would you like your own intro? Maybe, like, stats, facts, and more.
No.
James B. graduated from Gryffindor. Like, something like that, no?
No. I really don't want to do that.
Obviously, I know they're going to do it on Sky Sports and stuff. Imagine, no, you're not a fan? You don't want your own intro, like James B.
So we're playing West Ham today.
Okay, so West Ham, let's go back. I just think,
were you serious?
Yeah, no, I don't know, like, I feel like a lot of them have their own intros. I know, I don't really want one, but I thought you might want like a...
Why would I want an intro?
I don't know. Maybe...
I don't even know what you mean, really.
I know, like, Pierre-Emerick and Jamie Carragher and that, they don't really have that when they're on Sky, but I'm talking about, like, you know, like Chunk says, I can't sing, but he does like,
not
yeah,
another
man.
bloody
like,
Danger Man song.
No, but like HP like the Source, you could have like James B like JCB, Carter Diggers. No?
I'm good.
All right, cool. I thought I'd check. All right, well,
I'm good. We just heard it shit from our tech team.
Yeah,
so,
all right. Well, all right, let's get into this. Hello.
Yeah.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the build-up. We're going to be looking back to start with. We're going to obviously look back at the Olympiacos game. You know how the things run. You know what we do. Look back at previous games. We're going to talk about how West Ham, a deeper look into their numbers, danger man, and we're going to build your 11s. I want to spend a bit more time building the 11s today, so we'll try and get through all the analysing that we can quite quick because we keep, not that we miss the 11s, but we don't have to spend enough time on it. And I think today is quite important because does Aubameyang start? Does Lacazette start today? Do they play together? I would like to know. And people in the comments that were saying late, sorry to cut you there, James. People saying we weren't late today.
We were bang on time.
Bang dots! On the dots!
Yeah, to be fair, our analysis is actually late because Cecil decided to chat about intros and something to do with Gryffindor for the first 2 minutes. So apologies for that. For anyone who came here for some good football chat and analysis,
They might prefer you with an intro. They might prefer the stats with
I still don't know what you mean, really. So every time I speak,
you're like,
there's an intro.
So like, when I introduce you, I say like, Cecil Jee, and I'm with, and then you'd be like, stats, facts, and more, James B.
No, I hate it. Let's just move on.
Okay, right, let's go.
Can I ask who has that in the world? Who?
No, they have intros like the YouTubers that we watch, like HP, like the Source, Harry Pinero, Chunks has, yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah, but they're established, and also he's an artist.
You're established.
Yeah, my 2 months of football analysis here at
No,
AFTV.
it is. You're playing yourself down. You know.
I don't think it quite works for me, but yeah, terrible idea. Move on.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, let's look back at a game. I don't really want to. If I'm completely honest, I don't want to spend too long on it. I really don't. I didn't enjoy the game, and I know when we did the full time. Robbie kind of brushed over it like, okay, yeah, we got the job done. But it wasn't a great game, but we got the job done. Okay, cool. That's all well and good. But it worried me, the performance I watched, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And
I'm with you.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
First bit of sense you talked all show. You're done with your intros and do I have to listen to that bloody Danger Man song later?
Yeah, we're going to stick with it. It's all right, we'll just do it once though. It's a regular theme of the show.
Okay.
People wait for that bit.
Let's just talk about the game.
All right, let's talk about the game. Yeah, I was disappointed. Right, let's go into it. El Arabi obviously got his goal.
A shock.
A shock, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed and I was worried, only in the sense of just the player's performance. I've spoke about urgency in our play a lot over the season, and it's been a worry. But a major big worry for me as well was Aubameyang. And I know the ultras might be like, whoa, don't you dare.
Let's be brutal. Who on the pitch did you feel didn't do the job? Weren't at it? Because, I mean, I think you can point to...
out quite a few. Ceballos.
Lots of them.
Aubameyang.
Ceballos, Aubameyang for sure.
Yep.
I think Pepe worked hard, so I'm not going to put him in the category because I think he was trying, it just didn't come off for him. I think it's fair to say Xhaka was very poor. I thought El Neni was poor. Tierney, by his standards, was poor.
The ultras are comfy.
By his standards. Bella and Meh. Like it was a really poor display, and I'm with you. Like it was just kind of brushed over.
Yeah, it was.
But I will say this: there was a lot of the divide in the office was those who said we played badly, but we had loads of chances and should have won, and others who were saying we played terribly. That was one of our worst performances. You've had a little smile looking at your.
Yeah, Harvey's in the chat,
Yeah.
and so is Turkish, and he says, "Big up, James and Cecil."
Much love to Turkish.
Cheers.
Love Turkish.
He might have an intro. He doesn't have an intro, does he? No. All right, let's move on. Carry on.
He kind of has his intro to shows. So he always says, "How's it going, people?"
Yeah,
that's his thing. Yeah, but that's how he intro shows. That's not. He doesn't intro himself.
Okay, so off camera,
No, we're good.
Okay.
Let's
carry on.
So, Aubameyang. We talked about how various people saw the game. I'm with you. I'm with Laurie as well, was the same as us. We very much felt that this was a missed opportunity to put together a really solid performance, get the win, build on the momentum, get some goals for players. And actually, the performance stank from in every perspective, really.
Yeah,
I think the only two who come out with any sort of degree of credibility, Gabriel and Luis, for me. They did their jobs at centre-back, and even the goal that was scored was very unfortunate. Sabas created some good chances, but on the whole, I thought played badly. But Aubameyang missed some absolute sitters. You've been a striker.
Yep.
What goes through your head when you go through what you did during the North London derby, but then you come back and you get your chance? And he missed some unbelievable chances.
Honestly.
But also his game wasn't there. His touch was bad. He wasn't holding up. He wasn't laying off right.
Yeah, right. So
Didn't work for him.
I'm going to quickly look at it because you heard me downstairs. Before we went live, we looked at the goals. We looked at the opportunities that Aubameyang missed. I was heavily disappointed in I believe it was the first one when he got played into him and he had the goal opened up for him. Yes, he was
the Ceballos one.
Yes,
let's give Ceballos credit. He had a bad game, but nice bit of interchange and puts him in a good position.
Definitely. So the ball's come to him. He controls it. Aubameyang controls it on his right foot, right? Mm-hmm. And I would trust Aubameyang to open out because he's like he didn't even slice it. He went to strike on the outside of his foot. I don't know why he did that. I've watched it like 3 times over in slow-mo. Instead of what he should have done, which I thought everyone and every striker would agree with me, was open up his body and slot it in the bottom corner. Because that's where it was going. The whole play, Sebastian's passed it into him. He's controlled it on his right foot, so he's open out. All he has to do is slot in that corner. But he's gone to slice it, and it's gone over the bar. And it was bobbling a bit, but he could have. Yeah, I'm scratching here, scraping. Scraping, same thing.
Do you know when everyone says, "Oh, it bobbled," as almost like a bad thing? Sometimes, but sometimes if it bobbles, it's set up perfectly for you to lace it.
Yeah.
So it's not always a bad thing. I've got to be honest. The way he finished it, I was watching it thinking, "Oh, that must have been a bit caught in his feet, a bit uncomfortable." But the more I watch it, I'm like, "No, you just did something weird. It was bizarre."
It was very nonchalant. It was very like, I'm not really. I want to score, but whatever. Boom, whatever. Bang. It wasn't thought about. It wasn't concise and precise to the corner. Like it's something. I was just very disappointed to see it. I thought
I hear expert former striker pundits say, take your chance early, get out your feet, hit it. Don't give the keeper time to set. Now, I'll ask you this: is that always true? Because I look at Aubameyang and it looked to me like he thought, I'll take this quickly, right? Touch, open up and hit. Almost why he decided to kind of lace it.
No,
I almost wonder whether he should have had a degree of composure. Touch, open up your body, put it where you want.
I don't like that saying.
Who am I to tell Aubameyang how to score goals, right? This guy's been doing it all his career. But I'm almost saying this because I know he's so much better than the chances he missed. And I've seen him score these goals. I've seen him open up his body and put it in the far corner. Many times this season, in fact.
This is why I was so confused.
So I'm not asking him to do anything he's not like shown time and time again he can do. So yeah, I was surprised. And then the one when he goes one-on-one.
One-on-one, yeah, it's the same thing. And if I'm honest, what you just said there, don't think about hits, shoot quick early so the keeper's not set. I got told that so much. So yeah, another one of those managers. We have loads of them every week.
Just hit it.
Just quick strike it. Don't even think about it. I actually think Aubameyang had time in the first and definitely the second one.
The second one being he's put through on goal. I mean, let's face it, fair play. He's gassed his way past the centre back.
He's
one-on-one. But again, he went for let's take it wide and dink rather than open up his body.
And slotting it, which again confused me, James. I haven't seen Aubameyang do that. I'm used to him doing what you just said there, open up his body, slotting it, Pierre-Emerick-esque. And Pierre-Emerick said it as well in his punditry. The worst thing for strikers is when they have loads of time to think. And yeah, that is true. That's the one thing.
The second one is a better example of having too much time to think about it. Whereas the first one, it's not about him having too much time. It's just about giving yourself a second, set and hit. And I think he maybe took a bit too long with it. But yeah, well, look, it was a disappointing performance. But we did get the job done. And I think the Spurs result is a reminder that don't take for granted that we got through, you know. Like, just because we didn't win, just because it was a 1-0 defeat and we're sort of looking at it thinking, well, we were poor, so can I really feel happy about it? Yeah, feel happy about it. We're in the next round. We did the draw live. That looks like, touch wood, it's gone in our favour to a degree. So just be happy we got through. I mean, ultimately, Thursday night's a win for me. I know we lost 1-0, but Thursday night we won because we went through. Do you know what I mean?
But you were still disappointed, please, because that sound. I know what you're saying, but that sounds like Robbie when he was
I was disappointed in the performance.
Okay, good, yeah.
Hold on, but I was disappointed in the performance last week when we beat them 3-1.
You were.
We beat them 3-1, and I said we weren't very good.
Yeah, a couple bangers.
Yeah,
that's what got us out of jail. You're right.
And arguably, this week was different. The football still wasn't great. Well, I'll argue, it's weird, right? The football was better last week, but we didn't create as good chances. This week we created better chances, but the football wasn't as good.
Yeah, the Olympiacos.
Ultimately, the performances weren't great. Yeah, Olympiacos. Yeah. Ultimately, the performances weren't great. Either way. But hey, we got through, and so look, the end of the first leg is half time. Don't get it twisted, right? You've got to win over 2 legs, and we did it. So it's a win. We're through.
Thank you for that, because you're very right there. Before we move on, Olympiacos, you're right. The performances weren't great, and I look at Tottenham and think the performances were great then. So why is this? It's another thing. It's
our win against Tottenham.
Yes. The derby was a whole different Arsenal team I saw perform. But anyway, I know you want to talk about West Ham. The comments are great, so thank you guys for the comments so far. I'm going to go through some of them while you set up for the West Ham. A lot of West Ham fans in the chat.
I'm set up.
Rick. Oh, right, I thought it was going to be longer than that.
Why are you set up? I'm ready. Right. Thanks for the comments. Let's get into it.
No, wait. This is
joking.
Some comments. Obviously,
Go on, get
them. Rick Sanchez says, "Sexy James spitting facts again." When does the game start? Says Zimmy.
3 p.m. UK time. I don't know what that means for everyone else in the world.
Yeah, apologies for that.
UK time.
That comment. Oliver Gibbon says James should be a proper pundit. He is. I take this. You take it.
This is proper punditry, in my opinion. But I get what you're saying, and thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so there's that, and obviously we haven't got the footage, and I think that's the only thing that hinders us really. Is we don't have the actual.
I'd actually love
footage.
to have the footage one day.
It will come.
One day.
It will. He always the real. A trick name, the real something says he always. I don't know. It's probably not Gian.
The real Janice.
The real Janice. Oh, okay. Because sometimes it's huge. No, we get caught out. But he says he always dinks it. I think
he's so worried about these.
I know.
You're so worried. Someone can literally be called Tom, and you'll be like, is he trying to catch me out here?
You've got to be cautious. Yeah.
Tom Smith. Is that
going to be? Can I be clipped?
What's he trying to say?
Mark says we won the game without him. I think he's obviously alluding to Aubameyang. People are saying Lacazette must start. Do you know what? I had a lot of that, but we'll get into that towards the end of the show with the build-up, with the build and the 11s. Right, let's look at West Ham. I know you've done a lot of number crunching. I know you've done a lot of number crunching. And do you know what? There's some interesting stuff here, because I actually believed there wasn't going to be much to focus on. I looked at their play, and what I took from, just quickly, briefly, is West Ham work from out to in. I think a lot of their play comes down the sides, looking at their previous heat maps, and they are very dangerous in the air and converting crosses into the box.
Yeah. Listen, I was with you before sort of planning what we were going to talk about. I was kind of the mindset, here comes your worst bit of analysis and punditry for the day. My impression of West Ham was they're pretty good at everything. They're not great at anything, but they're pretty good at everything. And that makes them a very complete team, and that's helped them climb up the table. Now, I think there's still a degree of truth to that, but I looked into some of the 11s we've seen, some various formations, and then their numbers. We'll go into the numbers in the bit, because I know you all love the numbers. I'm going to start with talking about West Ham's 11 here. Actually, do you know what? Let's bring it up like this. Forgive me. Well, that's very small. So give me 1 more second.
So I'll give you time to set up. You ready? Sorry, he was very confident before, but now look, he's taking a bit of time to set up. Hey.
Let's just get into this, yeah?
All right, let's
so the thing that's impressed me about West Ham is, let's be real about it, they've spent their fair bit of dollar over the last few years.
Yeah.
Right? This isn't a team that have... It's not a Leicester story. I know Leicester went and won the title, but say they hadn't and they just got top 4 or whatever.
Okay.
This isn't like that. West Ham have done really, really well to come from where they were, where they were kind of languishing in the table. David Moyes done a terrific season. I'm not trying to discredit any of that, but it's not a rags to riches story. You know, they've spent a lot of money. Issa Diop in there, Souček's cost quite a bit. Obviously, Lingard's a very high-profile player. Fornal, Benrahma. You know, they've even had signings that haven't worked out. You know, Yarmolenko's on the bench. I haven't even got Yarmolenko there in my subs down here.
Even Fornals, I like Fornals.
Fornals is a great player. Haller didn't work for them. There was someone else, I can't remember. Obviously, Bowen you see on the bench. And I think one of the things to praise them with is the options they've got. If I just pull them out here. I know Noble doesn't really play as much, but I'll put him in there anyway. The first thing is that they're playing with a lot of creativity in the side, which is great to see. Antonio, who's a pretty complete forward. He comes short, he's good in the air, he's fast as well, he's a real handful. I think West Ham have done very well when they've had a striker of that ilk up front. I mean, Arnautovic did really well for them, and he's a bit of an everything striker. He's a very complete forward. The other thing that's really impressed me, if I just take these players away, is that where David Moyes, I think, deserves a lot of credit, is that he's been balancing playing a back 3 and a back 4. And don't quote me on how many times they've been playing one or the other, but they've got the ability to, and that's a real credit to them. So whether it's Soufal playing up the pitch, Diop comes inside, or to be fair, Ogbonna's apparently the player who's been doing really well this season. They bring in Johnson as the left wing back, one of their academy products, and say you take out Benrahma, right?
Yeah.
And they can do that. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they played that today and decided to give themselves an extra defender, pack that sort of more central space in the midfield. I mean, I'm talking this kind of area here.
Yeah.
They might do something like that. So
I think that's what they do. If you look back at their game, sorry to cut you there.
Did they do this against Man United?
Thank you.
Right.
So that was well done. I was just about to say that they set up with the 3 at the back and they kind of block in the midfield. It's like a box instead of a bit wider. They're just a bit tighter.
So more like
that. Yeah, and I found that so interesting that they set up like that. Heavily midfield based, and I argued with you before the start of the show saying, well, what do West Ham do through the middle? Because I feel like they don't do anything. Well, this is what they set up to sometimes, and most of it comes through the middle as well. So like you're analysing at the beginning there when you was like, this isn't great analysing, but they're quite good at everything. I mean,
I think that's very true.
Yeah, their numbers show down the side. They scored 11 goals from headed opportunities against our 5, and then like you said there, they got a lot going through the middle. So.
They're a funny side because what do you typically say when you look at David Moyes? Organised, rigid, sturdy, committed, all those things. Hard-working.
I never would have said that until...
Hard-working. However, well, no, I don't mean West Ham. I mean more David Moyes.
Yeah.
But when you look at West Ham, I see bags of creativity. I see, if I just open it back up again here, I see bags of players who can come in, and as we... Oh, that's very big. And... You know, as we said, you've not even got Yarmolenko in there as one of the options I was talking about. So, all right, that makes sense. They're 5th, they're having a good season. I wanted to look at them in a bit more detail. Let's look at the Premier League table. Now, they're on 48 points. We're sitting there in 10th in 41. Man, at least we're on this side of this half
the
left
table.
half of the graphic.
Definitely.
So obviously we're on 41 points. So a win today puts us on 44, and we're 4 points behind West Ham, who are going for the top 4. What?
Naro's sent a super chat in.
Go on.
Why don't you analyse why West Ham are above us in the league, or will that go against your Arteta agenda?
What's his name? His name? Her name?
Nero.
Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm quite literally about to go into everything you've asked me to go into.
I thought you was going to say something. Do you know, I've had these moments when you lose it sometimes. And I thought you was going to say something. Something completely different then. No. But Nero, yeah, we're getting there, bro. We're very balanced in what we're saying, and
yeah.
So
don't worry, we're going into it. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for that super chat, though.
That's a sarky comment.
Isn't it?
Anyway, right, so super chat as well.
I know.
Anyway, fair enough. Ask the question. So, we're 7 points behind them. A win puts us 4 points behind them. Now, to answer that very super chat as to why we're not where they are, I don't think the last, what we're looking at, 2-3 months of football. 3 months. I think the last 3 months, I don't think we have been a worse team than West Ham. I don't think we have been.
Okay. Yeah,
I think we've been playing catch up ever since that horrendous autumn where we won 1 game in 10 or something, 1 in 11. We lost 7 games in that spell. We've been playing catch up ever since. In a weird way, it's slightly more worrying for the teams above us that they're not further away from us than they are.
The realest thing you've said today as well.
Man, let's be honest. Like we
having
were crap.
Yeah, we were having a bad
terrible.
season.
And the fact that we're in touch with some of these teams is. But anyway, let's see. Because today's a bit. We could lose. The other teams win, and suddenly we're a long way again. Right. So look, there's a lot to see from this. But West Ham are 5th, right? Mm-hmm. Now. I've not looked at the numbers over years and years to really know how this works. But something tells me that if West Ham are 5th, then a lot of their stats for the season should be pretty impressive. Well, let's look at how they compare to Arsenal's first. So I'll bring up just some key Premier League stats. Well, for shots this season, we've had one more. Mm-hmm. We've had 1 more shot than West Ham. In terms of shots on target, all right, they're doing quite a bit better. They seem more efficient. We've majorly outpassed them with nearly 4,000 more passes. Does that mean anything? No, that's a stylistic thing.
Yeah.
Still very interesting because West Ham are a team that this season have looked quite good on the ball. For goals scored, they've outscored us. Not by a lot, but again, remember how bad we were for that autumn bit. So there's not a lot in it. And goals conceded as well, they've actually conceded more than us. So there's not a lot in it. What I'd say is, this is a very tight Premier League season. There's not a lot between 5th, even 4th, and 8th, and there's certainly not a lot between 6th, 7th, and 12th, 13th.
Yeah, you're right. It's tight.
So it kind of makes sense that there's not too much in the numbers, but it kind of tells you that actually, from a basic numbers perspective, we're not miles from them, even though the table suggests they have top 4 aspirations and we don't necessarily. So then I looked into their numbers and how they rank for the season, and I thought this was really interesting.
Before we move on, Alexandra B super chat says, "Pipe down, Nero, or Don James will sort you out. Keep up the good work, guys."
More like Don Robbie. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway.
And a quick before, Bijou, thank you for your super chat as well, a regular. I think this one is one of those games where we'll need the ball a lot, or else they will hurt us. Most informed team we've played in a while. 1-0 Arsenal. Partey needs to cancel Lingard in the midfield.
Very good point.
We can win. What
informed team we've played in a while, and that includes Leicester. So that's a really good point. Thank you for the super chat. So what I'm about to go through here might do a disservice to West Ham. Now listen, I'm not trying to belittle or take away from what West Ham have done this season. They've done superbly, and David Moyes done a terrific job. And if they beat us today, I wouldn't be surprised because they're having that kind of season. I'd be disappointed, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I agree.
But there's something really interesting when you look at their numbers. If you look at their goals, they scored the 8th highest amount of goals. They've also had the 11th highest amount of shots shots. That's compared to everyone in the Premier League, 11th. They're also 12th for shots on target, which is interesting, but they're 7th for shots leading to goal. Percentage shots to goal, which is interesting. So they're clearly very efficient. They're 9th for big chances, but they're 6th for big chances converted. Okay. So when they get these big chances, they're pretty efficient, they're pretty clinical. I think a big part of that is also set pieces.
It's massively, yeah.
Right, and what he does, and I know you're going to chat about him in a bit in that section you do. But then it gets really interesting here. Total passes, 17th. With only 10,800 passes for the season. They're 15th for pass completion. So they're not as good on the ball as maybe an outsider would think when they're watching. They're clearly quite sloppy. Yeah. But they are ranking high for in terms of 6th for goals conceded and 5th for their league position. Obviously, that's ultimately they're telling that's the one you want to be as high as possible, the rank you want to be as high as possible. When I look at big chances converted, and goals conceded, they're in the 10th. They're above 10th, right? They're in the top 10.
They're in the top, yeah, no, I'm with you.
Those are very big areas to be efficient in. Not conceding many goals, taking your chances when you're getting them, and creating a lot of big chances. I think what I'm basically trying to say here is a brief look at the numbers, the fact that they go to a back three every now and again, knowing David Moyes as he is, knowing the money they spent in certain areas and having the creative players, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a lot more of the ball today, and that they actually are a team that are very well organised.
Nice, yeah.
When they get chances, a free kick, they get into the final third. They've got the quality, the athleticism, and the belief to make something happen from it. So marshalling the counter-attack will be key. Xhaka, who always sits back and likes to drop into the back three, could be very important.
Very important today.
Partey's got to win the midfield battle. Do you know, I did the podcast with West Ham Online, shout out to them, and we did a combined 11, and Partey and Xhaka didn't get in. It was Rice and Souček. Because we based it on this season alone.
Ooh, okay, that makes sense.
That's really interesting. So that's kind of, I wanted to break down West Ham. What are the numbers saying? What are we seeing from them? I think basically efficient side with quality. Efficient side with quality, well organised. Today is not going to be easy.
It's funny because they don't overwhelm me as a team, and even the numbers there still aren't. I'm not shocked that they're not like succeeding by. They're not topping any of them. They don't
crack the top five for any of them, bar Premier League ranking.
I'm so confused, James. That's why I said to you before. I was like, what do they do? How are they so high up in the league? I'm still, it is a confused one. Those numbers do definitely help and they give me a bit more clarity, but I think, like you said, right at the beginning, they're good at a lot of things, but they're not great at a lot of things.
They're very organised, they're very efficient.
Yeah, and
that's it.
The efficiency is key.
That's a big thing. So, and they're doing that without having an out-and-out goal scorer. So, today's going to be...
Exactly that. That's what I'm saying. There's no striker you can be like,
we've
got to worry about him because...
It's not like they've got a Jamie Vardy who's banging and goal. I mean, he's in poor form, but I mean...
Yeah, but I know what you know what you mean. The striker that we have to worry about.
Yeah.
When I watch West Ham, I think, wow...
But that's a credit to them. That's a credit to them as well, because they're winning big matches. I saw them go to Villa and beat them 3-1, and they were quality. Yeah, quality that day. Played really good football on the front foot, had the ball.
I watched it back. Yeah, no, they were.
They're a very efficient, well organised, well coached side.
Would you say we're similar to West Ham, just with less efficiency? Because we haven't got an out-and-out striker right now that teams have to fear. We've got goals coming from
No, I disagree. I think we are more of a possession-based team. I think we are more... I get what you mean. I think we're more of a possession-based team. I think our long-term vision is to create lots and lots of chances. I think we're seeing that more and more in our games now. Yep. We are creating opportunities. West Ham, I don't think they're about this, and I don't think their desire is to pepper shots at goal. No. I don't think that's what they do. They beat Leeds 2-0, right? I watched the first 20 minutes of that game. Leeds could have been 3-4-0 up. And that's them. But you know what? They didn't concede. They held their ground. They took their chances.
Fair. Nero says, sorry, Don James. But no, in all seriousness, people have their opinions on Arteta. We've still got to wait to the end of the season. You never know what's going to happen.
Apology accepted.
We could win.
It's fine.
You're such a good guy. He's such a good person. Apology accepted. We could win the Europa League. We can do it. I believe we can do it. But I said it ages ago. And
he actually did say it ages ago.
A long time ago. But we're a long way off. But it was something in the air that day. Anyway, Chris Planet says, now I know it's a bit off topic. He says, do you think he's playing Hector to increase his value? I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I don't know if you if you agree.
No, I doubt it.
You doubt it?
Yeah,
I
don't think. No.
I
think he's playing him because he thinks that there's something Bellerin does that he positionally, pace maybe. Yeah.
Type in Arteta press conference Hector Bellerin, and you'll probably see the one he talks about having a special relationship. That tells you all you need to know about why I see Hector Bellerin playing regularly. Oh,
drop my. Drop my lil.
James just switched off my speaker for the Danger Man section. What? He thinks he's smart. You dropped your pen on purpose.
I didn't do anything.
To turn off my speaker.
I didn't do anything.
You're unbelievable. I was just about to give you so much credit. Zephyr says James is the best. You said what says like your stats, James. I was about to give you so much lovely comments to make you feel great for today, and you've gone and done that. My one section. Right, well.
Do you know what? Let's get straight into it. So, the danger man, Thomas Souček.
Danger man!
Tell us all about him.
Okay, I've got it in anyway. I can't believe you turned off the speaker. Right, Thomas Souček, wow. I just want to quickly, if we can just pop back to the 11s quickly on both sides. I just want to quickly give a big shout, obviously, to, firstly, Saka. I don't know if he's in that team there. Highlight, if you'd like to highlight Saka for me. And Lingard and Rice, obviously being called up to the England squad. Yeah, 3 players that you just got to commend. I mean, West Ham got 2 players in the international squad. Fair play to them. And then Saka as well for us as well. But also on top of that, we're going to pop over now to my Danger Man graphic. Yeah, I'm making you work now, you fool. Thomas Souček. So obviously, these are stats on him. Defensive midfielder. He's been in great form.
Today's a good day.
Oh wow! I can't believe you've managed to get the sound out to not have the song play. But anyway, very good defensive midfielder.
Nice, quiet, chill show.
You wait till after this stream. He's a defensive midfielder. He's been, like I said, incredible form. Played 28 games. Played most of the ones that he's been in. Yeah, he's played full 90 minutes in the ones he's been involved in. Goals, 8 goals from defensive midfield. Stop smiling at me. Stop it. I'm not happy. Scored 8 goals this season. Now, for a defensive midfielder, that is very impressive.
I saw you reconnect to the Bluetooth halfway through. I was like, I'll turn that thing off.
I can't believe you. And you tried to build up, whatever. 8 goals. International. Now, he's an international. He's called up for the Czech Republic team. He's an international player, which some of you may not know. I actually found when I was doing the research, he's an international. And deservedly. He's having great form this season, having a great season. Tackle success in all comps, 62%. That's across all competitions, very high, over half. Big presence in that midfield, stands at 6'3". Someone just to worry about, aerial duels in all comps, 54%. That's in all competitions.
I mean, those are bloody good numbers.
Yeah.
The tackle success and aerial duels.
Yeah.
Apparently, if he's got one weakness, is that he's not the most mobile.
Oh, okay.
He's not the most but that's just what I heard from West Ham fans. He's never struck me as not particularly mobile.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he'd be quite an athlete, but fair, something to look out for. I said it before in the beginning of the stream. West Ham have got 11 of their goals from headers. He is a big part of that.
Sorry, I'm still finding this funny.
He's a big part of that. Arsenal, just put that in hindsight, Arsenal have only scored 5 goals from headers. So
is that right?
Yeah.
We've only scored. They scored
11.
Yeah, I mean, there you go, man. They're
efficient.
It
says it all.
They're efficient.
And yeah, so they get it in the box, and he's one to look out for. So that is my danger. That is my Danger Man section. Danger Man section.
Where's your music?
Please send in your 11s. We'll start to build them. I'm just going to read some super chats out. Thank you, everyone that's tuned in and paying attention to what we have for you today in the stats. I'm just going to go through some super chats that I've missed quickly popping up. One from Arjan. It's getting seriously difficult to trust the process. If Wenger was having the kind of season Arteta is having, DT would have gotten a gun to assassinate Wenger. Banners would have been enough for that crybaby. Wouldn't have been enough for that crybaby.
I disagree. I think it's 2 very different things.
Okay.
We got worse when we had Ozil, Alexis at their prime. 35 minutes spent on Xhaka, 35 minutes spent on Mustafi. The recruitment was poor. So, by the way, Xhaka's playing well at the moment, but it's not the point.
There's more to it. Yeah,
listen,
the style of play was starting to deteriorate as well.
Everyone
in the latter years.
I think it shouldn't have got as bad as it did under Emery. It definitely shouldn't have got as bad as it did in the autumn. But we all said it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Facts.
And I know it looks awful, but despite everything, if a miracle happens, we can get top 4. So I'm used to getting to March and us being out of everything we were hoping to achieve.
Yep.
You know, I'm not saying Arteta is the one, he's the right man or anything, but I understand why people are backing him, because I think if you look deep enough, I do think you can point to a vision, a style, a philosophy.
Yeah,
you can see to something we're trying to do.
And do we want to be the club that's just chopping and changing managers all the time?
No. And also, look, I've been very critical of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but he's gone through some dark times at Man United without winning a trophy, by the way. and they stuck with him, and now they're second, and they're in a Europa League and a FA Cup quarter-final. And last season they finished top 4. So I just think let's all let's just wait. We've got this far. Let's wait out the season. Unless we get knocked out by Slavia Prague, and we finish,
out of the top 10,
10th or lower.
10th,
All right.
Fair enough.
Serious questions, but there's still a lot that can be done, I think.
Bill K says, I got to go Odegaard and Lingard tonight for my fantasy competition, and I probably have to keep the option for the remainder of the season. Tell me why I should go Odegaard. Wait, what? I probably have to keep the option for the remainder of the season.
Is this fantasy football?
I should go Odegaard.
I don't play fantasy.
I don't do fantasy football either, unfortunately.
I know, it's strange. You'd think I would, but I don't. Everyone always says to me, I thought you'd love it.
Yeah, same, but no. Ronald Jacobs says, how can anyone say Arteta is progressing when Wenger got FA Cup and top 4, but he hasn't taken you back to FA Cup and 10? Top 4, but he has taken you back to FA Cup and 10 that to in different season.
I don't know that last bit, but listen, it's more complicated than that. It's much more complicated than.
You're just saying.
Wenger was getting 4th and winning FA Cups. Well, actually, his last FA Cup win came after finishing 5th, and the season after we finished 6th and nowhere near the top 4. We were in decline. Emery took over, we finished 5th, and then we finished 8th. It's not as simple as people say. I also think this has highlighted that Wenger was not the main problem. Was he past his best? Yes, I absolutely firmly believe that. But there's clearly bigger problems at the club, and there were bigger problems than just changing the manager. But we're addressing them. We can't go back and go, sorry, Arsene, come back now.
Do you really believe, fans, people watching, do you really believe Wenger, if he was in charge right now, would be still battling for top 4? I'd love to know your opinions. I'd love to, if they generally believe that, the way football's changed.
Wenger had an ability of getting something out of nothing. He did have that ability sometimes.
Yeah, man management and stuff. I think the way the game's adapted and changed nowadays, I don't think most of the managers that ran from his era are massively failing. So well, that's my take on that. So
apart from David Moyes,
we're gonna move on. Right, so time to build your 11s. Get them in. I don't know if you want to do the AFTV VIP breakdown.
Well, we've only got time for like 1 or 2 11s, so I'll do it quick. But you guys know the story. AFTV VIP for $2.99 a month, exclusive content and all our YouTube stuff ad-free, plus a bunch of stuff that you can enjoy for free as well. If you don't want to make that commitment yet, you can still enjoy the app for its own things. You just go to aftv.mobi, download it, add it to your home screen so you don't get it on the Play Store, Google Store, iTunes or App Store, whatever it is. You download it off the aftv.mobi. So go check it out. And this is the AFTV Build Your 11 section.
Yeah.
Obviously, we do it with Robbie. Did you have a look at the comments at whose 11s was getting the most votes?
Oh, don't be smug and say that like because you're getting most of votes.
I was just wondering if you looked.
Yeah, I had a look, James. I had a look, but don't. You see you today, yeah.
Let's build 11 going off what most people are asking for.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Well, Mads has done a super chat of his 11, so I'd like to put it up and then we can check through. Who's similar. Right, so we've got Leno in goal, Cedric, Louise, Gabriel and Tierney.
Louise.
The Ultras are on my back at the moment.
Gabriel and Tierney, yeah.
Partey and Xhaka.
Where is Partey? Partey and Xhaka. Yep.
Saka, Odegaard and Martinelli.
Wow, Martinelli.
What are you saying wow for? Huh?
Well, because he's played 10 minutes in like 2 months.
All right.
Where's Odegaard? Odegaard. Martinelli, yeah.
And Mad says 2-1 to the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners.
Who's up front?
Who's that for?
Who's up front?
Mads.
No, who's up front?
Oh, who's up front? Oh, Lacazette. We said who's that from?
And Mads up front. Brilliant.
Yeah, Mads might.
Good luck on your Arsenal debut today. Wishing you all the best.
Big up, Mads.
Right.
Francis says,
that's pretty. Is there anything you would change from that? Because I think we've got to wrap up.
No, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Saka might be rested today. I really think Saka might be
rested.
rested
We've got a studio
today.
full of people. Who starts Martinelli today? Hands up.
Yeah, who starts Martinelli today? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
6.
It's pretty.
6.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
This is it. This is interesting.
Yeah.
It's pretty. And Lacazette. All right. Who starts Aubameyang today?
Does a
1, 2, 3 for Aubameyang. 4, 5,
Aubameyang, yes.
4, 5, 6. 6 for Aubameyang. All right.
no, but
okay.
they might just be putting their hands up for every. You know what I mean?
They're just really excited.
Yeah. Who starts Balogun today?
Oh, I love that. I would start him.
Who wants going Greek?
Yeah, but right. Guys, thank you for watching. Sorry I didn't get to the rest of your super chats, and apologies for the time spent on the 11s. But well, stay tuned. Up next is the starting 11. We'll find out who's going to be starting against West Ham.
Really sorry you didn't get to hear the Danger Man song. Really big apologies for that. We don't know what happened, but really, no, it's all right. They've missed out. It's a real shame. It's a real shame.
Thank you.
Next time.
Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.
Every week on AFTV Picks, we give away £1,000. Get involved right now. The link is in the description, but you've got to be over 18 to enter. AFTV Picks. Hey, yo, bro. All right, cool with that now, man. AFTV Picks.